Home Community's training on our grievance policy and procedure. The objectives for today's training course on grievance include obtaining a basic understanding of the new changes to our Morrow Home Community grievance policy. The reason for today's training is that nursing homes that accept payments from Medicare and Medicaid must meet minimum standards for the quality of the care and services they provide. Morrow Home Community is one of these nursing homes. The federal regulations were rewritten in 2016 for the first time since 1991. The updates were completed in order to modernize the language and reflect changes that have happened in care, resident populations, and quality standards. The changes are being called the Mega Rule because there are over 700 pages of regulations. There are 3 phases of implementation. Phase 1 was effective November 28, 2016. Phase 2 is effective November 28, 2017. And Phase 3 is effective on November 28, 2019. Here is an overview of the regulation on grievances. The resident has the right to voice grievances to the facility or other agency or entity that hears grievances without discrimination or reprisal, and without fear of discrimination or reprisal. Such grievances include those with respect to care and treatment which has been furnished, as well as that which has not been furnished, the behavior of staff and other residents, and other concerns regarding their stay here at Morrow Home Community. Morrow Home Community has established a grievance policy to ensure prompt resolution of all grievances regarding the residents' rights. Upon request, we must give a copy of the grievance policy to the resident. The grievance policy includes notifying the resident individually or through postings in prominent locations throughout the facility of the right to file grievances orally or in writing, the right to file grievances anonymously, the contact information of the grievance official with whom a grievance can be filed, a reasonable expected time frame for completing the review of the grievance, the right to obtain a written decision regarding his or her grievance, and the contact information of independent entities with whom the grievance may be filed. Morrow Home Community's grievance official is the Director of Social Services. This person oversees the grievance process in conjunction with facility administration, receives and tracks all grievances through to their conclusion, leads investigations, works with staff utilizing root cause analysis processes for the resolution of the grievance, maintains confidentiality of all information associated with grievances, completes written grievance resolutions decisions to the resident involved, coordinates with state and federal agencies as necessary. The grievance officer must maintain a log of all grievances for a period of 3 years, which includes the date of the grievance, a tracking number, the type of grievance, the location or department, the person assigned to investigate, the date a response letter was sent, and any comments or actions. Today's training will help you understand the new regulations and our grievance policy, as well as our residents' rights to express their concerns freely and in different ways. You will know how we will inform our residents and the appropriate individuals of the grievance policy and their rights. We will discuss how we will handle grievances and concerns, your roles and responsibilities, and actions taken to resolve those concerns, and we will monitor our policy via our QAPI program. So what is a grievance or concern? It is a response by a resident or a resident's representative related to the care and treatment which has been furnished, as well as that which has not been furnished. It could be the behavior of staff or of other residents, and can include complaints related to their treatment, care, management of funds, lost clothing, a violation of their rights, or just not liking their food. So why is the grievance process necessary? It is the right of all of our residents and their representatives to freely express their concerns through a designated process, whether in person, orally, in writing, or anonymously. The objective of the grievance policy is to ensure that Morrow Home makes prompt efforts to resolve grievances that a resident may have. The intent of the grievance process is to support each resident's right to voice their grievances and to assure that after receiving a complaint, Morrow Home actively seeks a resolution and keeps the resident appropriately apprised of its progress towards its resolution. The grievance process is new to Morrow Home and new in the regulations. The Director of Social Services is in charge of overseeing the grievance process in conjunction with administration. This individual will receive and coordinate all grievances and concerns from beginning of the process to the resolution. They will work with all of us on root cause analysis to determine who, what, how, why, and next steps. They will be side by side with the residents throughout the investigation and resolution process. The Director of Social Services will lead all necessary investigations, work with facility staff utilizing root cause analysis processes for the resolution of the grievance or concern, and maintain confidentiality of all information associated with grievances. Confidentiality is key for all involved. The intent of the grievance process is to support each resident's right to voice grievances and foster a person-centered approach to the resolution of their concern. All concerns and grievances must now have the resolution or decision given to the resident involved in writing. This is a big process, and there is a lot of work involved for the grievance official. The facility will inform residents orally and in writing of their right to make complaints and grievances and the process to do so during admission, readmission, and the care planning process. The notice includes information on how to file a grievance or complaint, resident right to file grievances orally or in writing, resident right to file grievances anonymously, and the contact information of the designated grievance official, which at Morrow Home is the Director of Social Services. Morrow Home will inform residents orally and in writing of their right to make complaints and grievances and the process to do so during admission, readmission, and the care planning process. The notice includes a reasonable time frame for completing the review of a complaint, the resident's right to obtain a written decision regarding his or her grievance, contact information of independent entities with whom grievances can be filed. Additional notices of the facility grievance process will be displayed in prominent locations throughout the facility. Any employee of Morrow Home who receives a complaint must immediately attempt to resolve the complaint within their role and authority. If a complaint cannot be immediately resolved, the employee must escalate that complaint to their supervisor and the grievance official. A grievance or concern can be expressed orally to the grievance official or facility staff, or in writing using a grievance form which will be located adjacent to the Bill of Rights postings located throughout the nursing home. Grievances may be given to any staff member who will forward the grievance to the grievance office, or they may file the grievances anonymously in the designated boxes located on the first floor by the nurses' station and on the second floor by the elevator bank. We can receive a concern or grievance orally or in writing. Any employee of Morrow Home who receives a complaint must immediately attempt to resolve the complaint within their role and authority. If a complaint cannot be immediately resolved, the employee must escalate that complaint to their supervisor and the grievance official. Upon receipt of a grievance or concern, the grievance official will review the grievance and determine immediately if the grievance meets a reportable complaint. Consistent with our abuse prevention policy, the administrator and grievance official will immediately report all alleged violations involving neglect and abuse. As necessary, the grievance official and leadership will take immediate action to prevent further potential violations of any resident right while the alleged violation is being investigated. Morrow Home will strive for an expedient resolution outcome for all grievances or complaints rendered. A reasonable time frame will be agreed upon with all parties involved. The grievance official will complete a written response to the resident or resident representative, which includes the date of the grievance and concern, a summary of the grievance, the investigation steps, the findings, and the resolution outcome and actions taken. The grievance officer must maintain a log of all grievances for a period of 3 years. The log must include the date of the grievance, a tracking number, the type of grievance, the location or department, the person assigned to investigate, the date the response letter was sent, and any comments or actions. Morrow Home will track, trend, and analyze the grievance process and findings for trends, performance gaps, and opportunities for individual education, system, and systemic improvements. Morrow Home will incorporate the grievance process into the Quality Assurance and Performance Improvement Program. In summary, today's training has given you an understanding of the new regulations, our grievance policy and procedures, as well as our residents' rights to express their concerns freely and in different ways. You have learned how we inform our residents of the grievance policy and their rights, as well as learning that all grievances are reported to the grievance officer, which is the Director of Social Services here at Morrow Home Community. We discussed how we handle grievances and concerns, as well as your role and responsibility in resolving those concerns. Finally, you have learned how we monitor the grievance process through our QAPI program. Thank you for participating in this training session on Morrow Home Community's Grievance Policy and Procedure. To ensure your understanding of the previous training, please click on the box to take the assessment. When you have finished, please print the assessment and give it to your supervisor. When you close out the assessment window, please select Don't Save.